What happens at the intersection of clutter, shame, and creativity? Hi, I'm Nancy, and I help women reconnect with their lost creative spark so they can get unstuck and gain more energy in the process. If that sounds good to you, like and follow. So I already made a part 1 responding to a comment from someone whose clutter is keeping them from creating, both in the practical sense of where am I going to do it, and in the more figurative sense of I feel so crappy about this that I'm stuck. So here's the thing. There are definitely studies that say that, it's harder to focus and harder to do things if your environment is not neat and tidy. And I think that's probably true for certain people. I can't say for sure, but I strongly suspect that those studies are done by neurotypical people who have only done them on neurotypical people. Because let's be real, we are not all the same. And in particular, people who want to do creative things tend to be kind of messy. I mean, how many painters are there who never make a mess? Just as one example, we have lots of thoughts, lots of ideas, all going on at the same time. And if you saw what all of those ideas going on at the same time looked like in physical form, it would probably be a cluttery space. And so this is part of why I think it's really, really not useful or helpful to say, ooh, all of this mess means that I am a horrible person and that, my life is a disaster, and all of those assumptions and conclusions that come from studies like that may or may not apply to you. That's why I think it's really important to reframe clutter as morally neutral. And I am, again, so grateful to Casey Davis for giving us that term, because it just is. I know plenty of creative people who are perfectly capable of creating in the middle of what looks like a complete disaster area to other people. I know other ones who can't. And that's just it. We're all different. But the biggest obstacle to anyone getting their creative work done is shame. It's shame and self-judgment and perfectionism and all of those things that come together into an icky little tangled mess and sit in our guts and in our brains and tell us that we are not good enough. So whatever you need to do to get rid of those, and I realize that saying stop shaming yourself is really simplistic and not terribly helpful, but the more you notice it when you do it, the more control you have over it. So this is just the start of how you might want to think about that. Let me know if you want more.